folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
Wouldn't some hot buttered popcorn hit the spot right now? Extra fluffy, extra big kernels of it pop to perfection. Then drenched with the golden goodness of pure sweet creamery butter. Can't you just taste it? We heat the container extra high, but you better buy 2 more for the rest of the family. Piping hot, golden buttered popcorn at the refreshment center right now.
To all our wonderful customers, may this Christmas be your merriest. May this New Year be your happiest, is the sincere wish of this theater and these friendly business firms.
If you're mighty thirsty for something mighty good, our hot chocolate's just a drink. It's a beverage and a food. Get hot chocolate and see just how good a drink can be.
And you've been a good boy?
Yes, Santa, a very good boy.
Well, I've a hunch you'll get that present. Now, tell Santa what you want.
I want to get married.
You will, you will. The heart of a child is a wonderful thing, worth more than all the presents in the world. But presents are good things. They symbolize our good feeling for each other. And I hope that among your presents, you'll find the things you'll cherish from the ones you love. To Mother with love. To Dad with love. To Junior with love. To my best girl with love. Merry Christmas with love. You see, the present is merely the symbol. It is being together, being kind, respecting one's friends and neighbors. That's the true spirit of Christmas. And I hope that spirit is reflected in the hearts of everyone in this audience. Merry Christmas.
It's cause for celebration. Now you can enjoy a real taste thrill right here. Yes, it's the all-American favorite, hamburgers, prepared from selected choice beef. A feast in itself, charbroiled to give you that cooked outdoors taste. Hot and ready to serve you right now. Cooked just right. Goodness you can see and taste.
Come and get 'em!
Yes, come and get 'em. Better make tracks right now to the refreshment stand. there's one waiting for you. Any age is the right age for a hamburger. You want more? Well, it looks like Fun Burger time. And for that extra taste treat, top it with the goodness of golden mellow cheese. A cheeseburger, put together just the way you like it. A man-sized meal everybody enjoys.
Come and get 'em.
Greetings to Father, who works all year for the family and outdoes himself at this joyous season with lots of surprises for everyone. Greetings to Mother, that miracle worker of the home whose loving effort seems sometimes like magic. And greetings to little brother, usually a terror, but somehow since he visited Santa at the department store, he's not been himself at all. Greetings to Sister, who was so busy decorating the house with mistletoe and then seemed to forget it was there. Greetings to Grandma, Grandpa, and all your uncles and aunts. May you gather round the table for your Christmas feast in the joyous tradition.
And may your celebration be filled with all the good things of life. And may the spirit of peace and happiness, love and good fellowship, which is the true meaning of Christmas, encompass your entire family.
What we want to say is that the management and staff of this theater, all of us, all of you, good luck, good health, good times, and a very Merry Christmas.
Hey, kids, how would you like to hear this on the screen instead of the great show you came to see? That's what you sound like. Honest. Please cooperate and do your part in keeping this theater quiet so everyone, including you, can enjoy it. Now remember, lots of adults and kids, too, paid admission to enjoy the show. We must insist on absolute quiet. Otherwise, we will be forced to evict all disturbance makers from the theater. Those asked to leave today will be refused admission to this theater in the future. Thank you.
Okay, well, hello, greetings and salutations. Merry Christmas, Merry second day of Christmas, in fact, right now, for whoever is actually here, which I see Doug has already left a comment. Good evening, Cory and Bride. Hope your Yuletide festivities were well festive. Stuck at work tonight? Oh no, so I'll be uncharacteristically quiet. Well, glad, hopefully you're still here, Doug. Too bad what happened to deal with Boxing Day, or day after Christmas, I guess, if you're in the United States. Having to deal with the crowds and so on. But glad if you're still here. I am here in my PJs with my paw in his cap right there, because I have not left the house today. But I spent most of the day sleeping. So, because after I spent most of yesterday eating. So today was a cozy day at home, did not venture out. We get to do that tomorrow, because tomorrow is actually my birthday. So we're going to risk venturing out into the madness of the mall world, whatever. Spend my Christmas money, spend my birthday money on, I don't know, shirts or something, probably. Nothing overly exciting. Although I guess I have to buy the Western World Batman figure because of something I got for Christmas/birthday this year. So, which I'll show off later, I guess, or maybe nowish. Who knows? So, anyways, welcome to the Christmas live stream. We still have. Oh, you can't actually see it. That's unfortunate. Let me grab that sidebar for a second. We got the tree up here. Everyone's getting their gifts. The Metaluna mutant got a little version of himself. We got some gift giving here. The monster giving the bride something. We've got Creech and the Wolfman exchanging presents here as well. We got the Grinch hiding out behind me up here. And then over here we've got the Godzilla brothers and their cute little Christmas outfits. So do not say that I am not in in with the season. So, and then there we go. Well, thank you, Doug. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I mean, I have reached that age where birthdays are met with more dread than anything else. So it's like, oh, good, getting older, hooray! But thank you very much. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we'll probably just head to like the big outlet mall, do some fighting of the crowds, elbows out, all that sort of stuff. And then there's also the movie theater / arcade at this mall. Also has the virtual reality King Kong game by Raw Thrills. So we haven't played that in a long time. So maybe we'll spring for it and play that again. Though I'm not sure how good content would come out of it, since you can't see what what you're seeing in the goggles, right? Unless I pay for an extra person so I can stick the phone in the VR goggles. I don't know if that would even work, but let's see. Doug, I scored an all-in-one DVD collection of 30 Universal Monster movies. Nice. Yeah, I know which set you're talking about. Actually, that's the one I have. There's the DVD version of it, but yeah, the ones like all the legacy collections combined, so you have a bunch of doubles as well. But I got the Blu-ray version of that one, and I haven't upgraded to the Blu-ray version of any of the other Universal Monster movies. Well, I have the Blu-rays for Phantom and the original Phantom and Hunchback, but I don't have the Blu-rays for like Murders in the Rue Morgue and the Black Cat and all those ones, because the Shout Universal Horror Blu-rays are like $75 a set up here, and like, okay, the first set where it's like, yeah, Black Cat and the Raven and stuff like that, like, yeah, it could be worth $75. But like, you get to like set 5 where it's like Murders in the Zoo and the Jungle Woman. It's like, nah, maybe not. Those ones aren't worth $75. I think I'm a fan of the opera through Creature Walks Among Us. Not as glitzy as some releases, but a very handy set. Yes, yeah. That's a good set for the actual monsters themselves, and then you just have to kind of dig a little bit more to find the ones that are like not the classic monsters per se. So yeah, the Jungle Woman and Man-Made Monster and the Poe horror ones and stuff like that. Expose, Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday, Cory. Thank you, Expose. And a Merry Christmas to you as well. And sure, a happy birthday whenever that is as well. So, here with my cup of cheer, eggnog. I haven't spiked it with anything, so. Because I love the taste of pure eggnog. There's only one glorious noggy month. I must take advantage of it. But yeah, I've the only Universal Monster movies that I'm missing out of my collection right now are the latter 2 Captive Wild Woman movies, Jungle Woman movies, and hard copies of The Man Who Laughs, The Last Warning, The Last Performance, and the what's it called? It's the one with Rondo Hatton. Missing that one. Otherwise, yeah, my Universal Monsters collection, like all 72, 73, whatever some odd movies, is essentially complete. That's getting upgraded to Blu-ray, right? That's the big step there. But okay, I guess I better show off. Well, I didn't get a Christmas haul, because Christmas is not about hauling, but oh, and Doug says, and my roomie and I got to see Wonderful Life on the big screen too. So nice. I always forget just how much I get worked up through it all. Oh. Yeah, nice. Wonderful Life is a great movie. I find it a little depressing because it's just like, George Bailey learns a lesson that the measure of your life is not the places that you've gone, but the people who love you. And it's like, oh, I don't have anybody who loves me except the bride. So it's like, okay, whatever. Because I should travel then, which is the plan. We're going to, hopefully, once we sort of figure out what the new house expenses are in the coming year. Going to Japan next November to coincide with Godzilla Day. So, but yes, Wonderful Life is a fantastic movie. Expose: most noteworthy thing I have acquired this season is a Blu-ray of Lonesome, which also includes The Last Performance and Confessions by Augustine of Hippo and Fear and Trembling by Kierkegaard. Nice. That is awesome. Augustine of Hippo is a homeboy. I had that moment. I was taking in university for undergrad, took what we call General Studies 300, which is basically classics. And I discovered that, like, as we're going through it, we get to the Middle Ages, and like everything makes sense. I'm reading, especially Augustine, and it's like this. Yep, everything this guy says is obviously correct. And then we go through, the Renaissance and into the modern era, and I'm like, none of this stuff is correct. Why would anybody believe this stuff? Then it occurred to me, oh, because I was raised Lutheran, and Martin Luther was an Augustinian monk. So, of course, my thought processes for all my entire life have been very much guided by Augustinian thought. So, obviously, Augustine is objectively correct about everything. And it's amazing that he was so smart he could figure out all the stuff that I figured out all on my own. And Dracula by Bram Stoker, of course, a classic as well. I'm kind of interested in those versions. I forget who publishes them, but they're like Dracula and Frankenstein, the novels, but the illustrations are based on like Boris Karloff and Bela Lugosi, and they're working with the estates to publish those. So it's like Boris Karloff Frankenstein in the novel Frankenstein, Bela Lugosi Dracula in the novel Dracula. Those are kind of neat. But either way, all classic stuff. Excellent. What I got book-wise, part of my present was this. Horror Tales of Japan, a collection of 21 Japanese folk tales not to be read to children, coupled with mostly uplifting cultural commentary by Kyoto Ko, which if you have not seen his videos, he is hilarious in explaining different aspects of Japanese culture and history and so on. But the bride figured that I would enjoy this book of yokai stories and ghost stories and stuff like that, which is correct, I will. Bit of maybe preparation for our trip to Japan coming up as well. I love a good yokai, a good Japanese ghost story. I would absolutely love, if our trip to Japan coincided with a kabuki performance of Yotsuya Kaiden, which is my favorite Japanese horror story, which is the one about this lady who gets cheated on and then her husband kills her, but she comes back from the grave for revenge. And it's, I love that story. It's such a great story. Of course, that description doesn't really narrow it down for Japanese ghost stories. A lot of them are like that, but this is the most famous one of them. But on the list of places to go, at least, is the shrine the shrine to the actual person that ghost character is based on. So, might check that out, hopefully, since they end up being near Shinjuku, and we're going to be there to go check out like the Godzilla store and the Godzilla hotel and stuff like that. We won't be able to stay in the Godzilla hotel, I don't think. Just won't work out as far as like transferring luggage and all that sort of stuff. But at least we'll go see the big giant Godzilla head. So I got that. Oh, and I got some socks. Yay! Look, dinosaur socks. Hooray! Because now wearing cool socks is one of my things now, apparently. Since I lost my hair, I need to find other things to substitute for personality, like cool ties and cool socks. So here we go. And then something I got for myself was this April 1965 issue of Mad Magazine with Alfred E. Newman climbing the Empire State Building and a bunch of gorillas in planes trying to take him down. And inside, there is a feature of the son of Mighty Joe Kong. So there it is, son of Mighty Joe Kong. starring Dick Van Dyke, actually, and Doris Day, and James Garner. So I might do. Well, I think once I get more of the copies of Mad that I want, like more of the issues that have King Kong stuff, at least 33 King Kong, like parodies of it, that sort of thing, I might actually do a video on Kong in Mad magazine. But I do need to at least find something to display that in, like a frame or something, so I can put that up on the Kong shelf out yonder. And then the biggest and coolest thing I got is this guy, Jonah Hex, the McFarlane DC Multiverse Jonah Hex figure with his. You can't really see his face, but Jonah Hex, of course, being the Western character with his face half gibbled up. Sometimes weird Western, sometimes just Western. But the McFarlane figure with fantastic tack. Like the tack on the horse is incredible. Like it's a fully accurate saddle and reins and everything. But thing is, he himself, like if it was just the figure of him, I would have bought him on my own. But with the horse, he came over $100 Canadian, which is over my limit for toys. So, but divided up between my wife and her brother and birthday and Christmas, they were able to justify buying this guy for me. So now I've got him, and I think once the Christmas stuff is gone and this stuff can move back to a proper home, then I can put the Western stuff there. Hence why I want to get the Western World Batman, because Cowboy Batman with Jonah Hex is like pretty awesome. If you're not familiar with Jonah Hex, you should get familiar with him. The modern comic, well, it depends on you know the modern comic. The new 52 version is like very much tied into the DC universe. There was the previous series to that, which you can still find the trade paperbacks for. It was okay. It had some weird Western stuff, but not a bunch. There's the original comics, if you can find the old showcase, phone book of the old comics from like the 70s when he was created. Oh, that's moving my camera around. Ugh. Knock it off, you. And then there's the gold standard is the Joe Lansdale, very weird Western, the Vertigo Jonah Hex comics. Like this one, for example, Two Gun Mojo. Jonah Hex gets almost zombified and kept in a barrel, while and then has to fight an actually zombified Wild Bill Hickok, who is being controlled by a gang of cannibals. So that's fun. This is a good read right here. So let's see. Doug says, "Holy crap, Jonah Hex is deep cut, and coupled with the horse is just amazing." I know, right? This is. Well, I mean, as far as like Western characters go, Jonah Hex is fairly well known. He had a movie, even if it was terrible, and he's been on like the Batman cartoon and the Justice League cartoon and stuff like that. So I think as far as Western DC characters go, he's probably the most well known of them. But it would be nice to get like, well, I don't know what you would do for like a movie wise, because they already did the movie. They tried, I guess, but like I would kind of want to go like sort of like a grindhouse spaghetti western of like, and I get Joe Lansdale to write it basically. Make it that kind of weird western that is all about like, these voodoo practitioners and zombies and all sorts of weird ass stuff. And the overlying question of like, is Jonah Hex himself supernatural or not? But also make it like really gritty and dirty and grindhouse sort of spaghetti western kind of thing. I think would be the best for him. But yeah, it's awesome to get to Jonah Hex. Like I said, and then got to get the Cowboy Batman figure that's out there. And I hope that before the license ends, McFarlane also makes the Cowboy Superman figure. So then I can have Cowboy, Superman, and Batman flanking Jonah Hex. We'll see. I wouldn't turn down if they did an El Diablo, like the Western version of El Diablo as well. But we'll see for this for now. Figure-wise, I still haven't got the Shock Monster figure, but I don't know if I ever will end up getting that one. There's another like Toy Otter or something like that. Big Bad Toy Store is kind of the like deluxe long box hero characters. 6-inch action figures that include the Rocketeer and Sky Captain, the World of Tomorrow. So looking forward to those when they come out as well. Although Sky Captain just looks like a guy in a flight suit. He's just because that's all Sky Captain is. He is plain to make him Sky Captain. Even showed up on Legends of Tomorrow TV show. Oh, cool! I didn't actually watch that, so I didn't know that. That's cool. Well, for Jonah Hex getting his just desserts, his recognition that he so richly deserves as a very cool Western character. It was a good figure, though. Like I said, weirdly enough, it's the saddle I'm most amazed by, because usually like horse figures, the saddle is just sort of like the most basic like impression of a saddle, whereas this figure, which maybe I'll do a video actually if I do when I'm at the mall tomorrow. If I find Cowboy Batman, I might pick him up and do a video on the two of them. But this is like a gorgeous saddle. Like all the tack is correct as far as I can tell. And I grew up on a ranch, so the tack is correct, and like the parts of the saddle are all like separate pieces that were all like glued together, so it's not like cheaping out that way. It actually looked like, near as I can tell, it's completely accurate saddle. So that's surprising to see the amount of quality put into that. So yeah, glad I got that. And I got to figure out a backdrop, an appropriately sort of like spooky, weird Western backdrop for him there. But as the bride is actually the one right now in the other room playing Red Dead Online, so she's it's not weird West. Well, there's some weird Western stuff, but it's mostly around Halloween. You get the weird Western stuff in Red Dead Online, the game that died before its time, unfortunately. Did also see in the coming year as well that McFarlane is putting out a new Jay Garrick Flash, the Golden Age Flash figure. So I want to get that, add that to these guys. So I did have the previous version they made, and then I sold them off, so I decided I didn't want to collect like every Golden Age character. Hello, Sage. Hey, that's my water bottle. Don't touch that. My doggy is here. Hello, Sage. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. It's coming up. Oh, it's coming up. Oh. There's Sagey. Hello, Sage. Say hello to the world. Yeah. You're a good girl. Thanks for coming to visit. No. Sorry, have to pause to pet my dog. Okay, you can go. You're free. No shocks here. Ooh, don't throw hit your butt on the way out. Okay. It actually was going to hit her butt. That's why I had to warn her about that. Oh, no, she's back in. It's okay. You can go lie down. She's like, you're still talking. Do you want me for something? What was I saying? Oh, right. I had the previous Jay Garrick character figure, but I got rid of it because I decided I didn't want to collect like all the Golden Age DC characters. I don't even know all of them. I just want to focus on like the three, the Trinity, and then the Sandman. Because I actually have the Sandman comics. But you know what? Now that a second chance is coming up, it's like, you know what? Maybe I will just get at least the Golden Age characters that I know, right? So the Flash, Jay Garrick Flash. I know where I can get Golden Age Green Lantern, so I might still get him. Maybe use some of my birthday money. I wouldn't mind like a Golden Age version of Dr. Fate. The Golden Age version of Spectre is in a 2-pack with the original Atom, or Atom Smasher, we call him now. So I probably won't get that. But I'd have to read up more. Like I've seen Dr. Midnight and I've seen the Hourman figures out there, but I'd have to like learn more about them to decide if I actually want those ones or not. Gotta hunt up a 19th century Phantom Rider Ghost Rider. That would be cool. Not gonna lie. Well, there's the in the Ghost Rider movie, right, with Nicolas Cage, I am convinced that the whole movie was built around that scene of the Ghost Rider and the cowboy Ghost Rider riding together across the desert. I swear that's how that movie started, and they built up the rest from that. Like, how do we get to that scene? And especially since the scene was so meaningless, that it's like, okay, they put this in here because they thought it was cool, which means this is the first idea they came up with, and everything else around that. But the Cowboy Ghost Rider figure would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. Depends if Hasbro ever wants to make that, but or what should happen. Well, maybe what should happen is McFarlane should get the Marvel license after they lose the DC one. Sometime in mid 2026, I gather, is when they're actually finally like putting out their last figures. But then, I mean, Hasbro's got such a lock on like the Marvel Legends that yeah. But whatevs. I mean, I'm still mostly a DC guy anyway, so we'll see. What I'm hoping when the DC license does go to Mattel, that Mattel basically keeps the multiverse line going, with figures that are done. They can be done in like the He-Man Masterverse style, which is what I was looking down at there. So like He-Man Masterverse, I think compares like very well to the McFarlane figures. So I think if they produce figures like this, same scale, same quality, and just keep the line going basically, and just take it over, in spirit if not in name, then that's fine. I don't mind Mattel taking it over if they create stuff with the same quality as the He-Man Masterverse figures. Pure fan service, yep. Which is hilarious. It's like, what's the male fantasy? To be a flaming skull demon biker riding beside a flaming skull demon cowboy across the desert? Like that's the male fantasy right there. Petting dogs and drinking beer and riding across the desert. Of course, there is a a commentary in there about the American love of the outlaw type character, but I'll spare that tonight. Eggnog. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I got for Christmas. Otherwise, it was a lot of chocolates and a personal grooming kit, which hopefully is not a commentary on my habits. It was just a thing that my wife got that she gave to me. But we'll see. Those the only cool, sort of cool things that I got. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Oh, the bride is laughing. I'm not sure what she was laughing at though. Oh, it's the thing that exists. Okay, it's not a commentary on my habits. Okay, good. I even shaved for this. I haven't shaved in like 2 days. But yeah. Anywho, that's that. I didn't wait to do this till after my birthday. Just for a reason. It would have been Sunday night then. That's okay. I'll do it on Friday night. But that's just kind of it. We kind of exhausted the the gifts and things. Well, so did get some more of the Energon Universe comics in the last like week or two. The Void Rivals and Transformers and G.I. Joe trade paperbacks, which are still fantastic. If you are a fan of Transformers and things, as I am, as you can see up there, the ceiling, so my Transformers. Yeah. Because that's what I grew up with. Even if I am a latter-day Monster fan, I am an old-school Transformer fan. So. Well, engaging content, Cory. So, let's see. Who's even here anymore? It's Doug and the bride and me. Oh well, it is a Christmas season after all. So we'll see. Doug, you gotta come up with some more comments here for us to jabber on about. Oh, I didn't put on my diner, my Christmas diner. Does it have batteries in it? No, it doesn't have batteries in it. I forgot to put batteries in my Christmas diner. So there we go, Christmas diner. This goes right there for now. Hey, Martin's here. Hi, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and to you, Martin, as well. So we glad you could join us. We did just go over what I got for Christmas / my birthday coming up tomorrow. The big thing being Jonah Hex, the McFarlane Jonah Hex figure, the fantastic horse with an amazing saddle. I went on for like 15 minutes about how great the saddle is on this figure, but that was my big awesome thing that I got for Christmas / my birthday. So, but you guys are welcome to share what you got as well, in the spirit of consumerism and product acquisition that marks the season. What else here? The Bride asks, in the interest of keeping this thing going, what is your seasonal favorite movies? Well, the big one, of course, is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That is the must-watch every year. The Alistair Sim 1951 Christmas Carol is my favorite version because it is very much a black and white horror movie. So I like that version, although The Bride, her favorite seasonal movie, is The Muppet Christmas Carol, so we watch that every year. And sing along to it and whatnot. And I don't know if she thinks she's going to provoke me into doing my Kermit impression or not. And then I do like watching, so far as you can find it, From All of Us to All of You, which is the old Disney Christmas special. The Disney Channel doesn't have it for reasons that are baffling and unknown. It's never been put out on home video, at least in North America. But people on YouTube have reconstructed this thing from clips you've been able to find and so on. But yeah, Christmas isn't like the super Disney-fied holiday for me, so I don't go like all out with like watching Disney stuff. But From All of Us to All of You is sort of like the classic Disney Christmas special. And there's sort of like an alternating. It depends how much in the mood I am to watch other Rankin Bass Christmas movies. Here Comes Santa Claus, Year Without a Santa Claus. I don't know if Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July counts. Should you watch that one in July? Yeah, definitely Rudolph. And I don't watch it every year, but the 51 Christmas Carol is a great one. Suppose it would be not the worst thing to like watch actually religious movies during Christmas as well. But usually how it ends up working is that you watch like these biopics about Jesus at around Easter time. Tends to be it, not so much around Christmas. So there you go. Oh. Ryan's laughing again. Probably at my commentary on when one watches Jesus movies. Well, according to the Council of Nicaea, Christmas movies are to be watched at Easter. Or Jesus movies. It's the same council that decided that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Problem is, there's so few like really good Jesus movies, and that I think I have a suspicion. I started thinking about this when a then girlfriend dragged me to see The Passion of the Christ. I say dragged me to, because I wasn't like super keen on it, because I was already kind of formulating the opinion that there weren't really that many good Jesus movies. But she wanted my opinion on this one, so we dragged me to see it. And I think it's because, if you're Christian, Jesus is not just your primary spiritual figure, but also, like, we believe he is an actual person you have an actual relationship with, that you're communicating with in prayer and through sacrament and so on. So, kind of just, it feels sort of flatter to just watch a movie about him. Like, I didn't get any feelings watching The Passion of the Christ that I couldn't get in a much more vivid and pronounced way by actually praying the Stations of the Cross, which is what The Passion of the Christ is. It's just a film adaptation of the Stations of the Cross, which is a primarily Catholic devotional, where there's images of these 14 steps of Jesus's crucifixion, from his capture to when he was laid in the ground. And if you actually do the liturgy and do the prayers and do that as spiritual discipline, to me, that's far more potent than watching a movie about Jesus getting brutalized. There's that, and then there's the problem that a lot of Jesus movies aren't very good just as movies either, because most people who make Jesus movies are like sort of the Christian film industry, which isn't really all that adept and at making films as, say, more professional filmmakers. So yeah, like one of the worst that I saw was the Gospel of John, which is supposed to be a direct film, like, translation of the Gospel according to John, with the narration, which is like, oh god, it was infuriating. I watched this in seminary, so I'm in like religious grad school, watching this, and there would, like, film is a visual language. You show, don't tell. But then you have the narration pulled direct from the Gospel of John, describing what we just saw happen. And at one point, I did shout that out, like, we just saw that. Like, what the hell, man? Like, jeez, stop telling us what we just saw. So that's where I was a bad seminary student, is that I kept critiquing films as films instead of critiquing them on a theological ground. So it's what we're supposed to do during film criticism at seminary. So it happens that I like film, the art of film. So, oh well. Anyways, point is, I'm skeptical of Jesus movies. It's different from like other religious stuff. Like The Robe is a great movie, and it's about what happened to Jesus's robe after he was crucified. And that's a great movie. And any given version of the Exodus story is fine. Like Prince of Egypt is great. The Ten Commandments is great. Both the 23 and the 56 versions. Just Jesus movies, I don't know. It's just weird, because it's like that's my friend. So, let's see, what is the chat up to here? Favorite, only one. Wonderful Life is certainly up there, and Peanuts, of course, a jazzy soundtrack. Rudolph, less so, oddly enough. Well, I suppose I can forgive that. Martin says, I finally somewhat completed my King Kong Konami minifigure collection. Nice. With the freestanding Kong and the Meat Eater, both bases put together to have them face off. And due to Xmas season, the seller gave me a mini bottle cap figure of the 2005 Brontosaur. Nice, free on eBay. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I have the T-Rex from, in fact, 2 T-Rexes from Konami. I don't have the freestanding Kong, though. I have the Kong on the Empire State Building, but not the freestanding one. I'm hoping that when we go to Japan in November, assuming we do get to go to Japan in November, that in Akihabara, they have like a whole bunch of stores that like sell the like blind box and gachapon figures, but it's like in little baggies. So you can like choose which one you want, and they're a little more expensive because there's demand for different figures. But I'm hoping that in one of those stores I can find 2 of that freestanding Kong. So one to go with the Meat Eater and one to go with the Pteranodon. Hoping I can find those. And they can't go to Japan and have a totally Kong-free experience. There's also the Kong building, the Gorilla building in Tokyo that I want to visit, at least just to get photos of it or whatever. I usually watch the usual Christmas movies, your Home Alones, your Christmas stories. Yeah, nice. What is the most? Actually, the bride showed me Home Alone for the first time. Like I think it was last year, last Christmas. I'd never actually seen Home Alone. That was a bit after my time. What is the most artistic film you've watched this year? I forget if well, it depends if you mean like a first run movie or like on home video. Trying to think of it was this year or last year we watched Asteroid City, Wes Anderson one. I think it was last year actually, so it doesn't count. God, I don't even remember what movies I've seen this year. Any movie? Okay. Any movie I've seen this year that is the most artistic. I mean, Fantasia. I watch that every year. Let's see. Anything else? No, I can't. I don't even remember what I've seen this year. So that's a hard one to answer. Were any of the movies I watched this year particularly artistic? Except for maybe, yeah, Fantasia. Seven Samurai. I mean, I finally picked up a Blu-ray of that this year. Watched it again. Seven Samurai is a gorgeous film. I'd have to remember what I've even seen. Well, I do believe Die Hard is, in fact, a Christmas film. It has no business being anywhere near anyone's top 20. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, Die Hard, it's a movie set during Christmas, but does that make it a Christmas movie? Because the bride says no. She's never seen it, but she says no. Because it's not a Christmas movie in the same sense of like a Rudolph or a Wonderful Life or Holiday Inn or White Christmas or whatever. It's a movie set during Christmas. Does that count? Well, and hey, it's whatever your traditions are, right? Like watching King Kong was a Thanksgiving tradition for thousands of people. And that is not a Thanksgiving movie. So, whatever, right? Whatever your personal traditions are. But I think if we're judging Christmas movies by Christmas content, I would agree Die Hard is not really a Christmas movie. Certainly not in the top 20. I don't own the base of the Pteranodon though, but I'm satisfied with what I got. Yeah. If you can ever find the Pteranodon, go for it. I mean, if you watch my channel, you must know about Bai, right? Bai is a good place to find stuff like that. That's where I've got all of my Konami ones from. And if you're not signed up to Bai, use the promo code from Monster Island Buddies. Go find that YouTube channel, get his promo code, because then you get like free $20, or 2,000 yen. So use his promo code. But Bai is a great place for buying stuff like that. If it's coming from Japan, that's where you buy it from. Because like on eBay, they know that like stuff from Japan is worth a lot. Whereas in Bai, it's based in Japan, so it's just like people getting rid of old stuff. And I've seen things like listed on eBay for like $100 that on Bai the same seller was listing it for like 20. So check out Bai for that stuff. Not that I should be advising competition for the Kong auctions on Bai, but though not always. There's this one Kong plush that keeps showing up on Bai that someone is trying to sell for like $400, was like, you know what? If that thing was like $20, I would buy it. $400? No way. Not worth $400. There are very few things worth $400 in far as Kong collecting goes. I don't even think that like those frickin' King Corpse soft vinyls. I would love to get one of those. King Corpse soft vinyl is so cool, but I am not paying like $1,000 for a soft vinyl. That is redonkulous. So there, that is being sold for $1,000. I don't think it's worth $1,000. See, evidently, Trading Places is shown every Christmas on Italy's national broadcast station. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, you know, there's movies that have become Christmas traditions or Thanksgiving traditions or whatever that aren't necessarily movies of that genre, right? I just have my phone in my pocket. All right. So, speaking as a theologian, I would say that Die Hard may be people's Christmas tradition, but is not in itself the substance of a Christmas movie. And its necessary and sufficient characteristics. Okay. More eggnog, my cup of cheer. I was trying to think about most artistic movie, but I can't even remember all the movies I've watched. Mostly we've been. I feel like this year mostly we've been watching TV, like Dark Shadows stuff. Which we didn't see a Dark Shadows Christmas episode. Oh no. With Barnabas being filled with the spirit of the season, right? Sorry, I can hear myself in the other the other room. As the bride is watching. Well, engaging content, Cory. But it is what it is. Does this mean we have to start going back to like the actual themed live streams now? Like we did for EC Comics and Universal Monsters and King Kong and stuff like that? Just to have actual subjects again? Talk about that? Probably telling me to be nice to myself. This is the thing when it's the live stream is run by the chat and nobody's here. Except Doug, who's working, and Martin, who's sort of in and out. It's a no time. It's the time of no time. Nobody knows what time it is. It's just, yeah, that's true. The bride is saying she doesn't know what day it is. It's like, yeah, I had to remind her earlier. Like, what day is it? It's a Friday. Okay. Martin says he also got the Bondi Godzilla raids again of Godzilla and Anguirus at the refinery face-off. I already had the Godzilla base part, so I have 2 now. Also do own the Pteranodon. Oh, okay. You do own the Pteranodon. Cool. Oh, but you don't have the base of the Pteranodon, is what you're saying. So you need the base, and then put the Kong on the base. There you go. Bondi Godzilla reads again. So is that is that like a Gachapon? Is that that one? Godzilla reads again? Because I know they did put out, I think it was last year, the soft finals, like movie monster series soft finals of Godzilla and Anguirus from 55. Okay, time to be a dutiful scut worker. So glad I got to make it here tonight again. Happy holidays, happy birthday. Thank you very much, Doug. Glad you made it for the time that you were able to. Thanks for watching us on the company dime. So, but if you must work, you must. So we'll bid you adieu and happy remaining 10 days of Christmas. I don't have the base where it faces Kong. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've got the full figure with the base. I just need the Kong to go on it. Right now, the Pteranodon is sitting on the base itself. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking ahead to Japan. I'm gonna try and not buy like all the Godzilla things. We'll see what Kong stuff I find, especially now that I'm sort of shifting towards the more vintage Kong stuff. Not really like modern Kong stuff. I've got all the modern Kong stuff I really care for. I'm finding vintage Kong stuff. With the Godzilla stuff, that's going to be the hard thing, to like not buy all the things. They keep it mainly to Mothra, which is my other collection there. Mostly Mothra plushies and things like that. I think more like souvenir Godzilla stuff. Like, want to get like Godzilla store branded merchandise and Godzilla Day stuff, branded merchandise, and the Sabuon Amusement Park branded merchandise, and the Awaji Island Godzilla Zipline branded stuff. Just so it's like souvenir Godzilla stuff. That's, I think, is sort of my big goal, because I also don't want to like spend a gazillion dollars buying a bunch of stuff that I don't really need. It's gonna take up space. Try not to work too hard. Working hard or hardly working. Yuck. But yeah, we'll see. The Japan plan right now is also, we're probably going to skip going to the Ghibli theme park, because it's so kind of out of the way. Like, it's weird because it's outside of Nagano. So Nagano is on the Shinkansen line, the bullet train line from Tokyo to Kyoto. But you have to stop at Nagano, and then you have to get to Aichi, which is where the Ghibli park is. And then it kind of is like at least a whole day to do Ghibli park. So you kind of have to like stay overnight in Aichi, and then the next day you have to get back to Nagano so you can take the train to Kyoto. And I'm not a Ghibli fan like I used to be back like the first time I went to Japan, 2009. I was like big into Ghibli stuff then. And now it's sort of like, yeah, kind of fondly like still Totoro and Castle in the Sky and stuff like that. More so the early stuff. More recent stuff is like, eh. Everything I've seen in the Ghibli park is based on more recent stuff. Like, even recent, like Howl's Moving Castle, recent. Like Howl's Moving Castle, and like the Borrowers, whatever it's called, and whatever. So it's just not as interesting to me. Still want to go to the Ghibli Museum, but the Ghibli Museum is easy to get to. It's just outside Tokyo, so whatever. But see, the smokestacks in that mini diorama refinery are such a pain to put in the holes of the base. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, well, I mean, I made the model of let's see, nope. Where can I? How do I show it? This way. Okay, Rodan over here. It's hard to see. I think this is dead, but Rodan over here is sitting on a model of a castle. I did a whole video about it. A model of a castle. Boy, that was a pain to put together. As well, tiny little bits had to be glued on, and also the like the smokestacks that came with the Hedera 5.XL figure keep breaking as well. So, boo to that. So I share your pains there, Martin. little fiddly stuff. It'd be hard to manage. Yes, I'm talking about the Japan trip. That's like going to be the highlight of the year. That's like the big thing I'm kind of looking forward to. Again, if we get to do it, once we figure out what the expenses for the house are. But kind of anticipating that this is one that I'm pulling money out of my savings for. But to actually do it, because I ain't getting any younger, that's for sure. Or lighter. So I gotta get to that Godzilla zipline while I'm still light enough to do it. But that's sort of like the big thing I have to look forward to right now, is this Japan trip. So, but yeah, do some sightseeing around Tokyo, revisit a few places I've been before because the bride has never been there. Hopefully, get to go to Hanamaki. which is the town in northern Japan where my favorite Japanese author, Kenji Miyazawa, was born and spent most of his life. He's the author of Night on the Galactic Railroad. So I want to visit that because it would be a shame to go to Japan twice and never go there. And then, of course, Godzilla Day, Saibuin Amusement Park, the Godzilla ride. They made Ningen no Mori theme park in Awaji Island with the Godzilla ride. The Godzilla head in Shinjuku. Go to every Godzilla store. I don't know if they have a special stamp or whatever. And go to Kyoto and do like most of the like traditional Japanese culture stuff there, right? So Maiko performance and the sumo show and textile arts stuff. That's really what the bride is super keen on, is textile arts. And the temples and Arashiyama, which is a beautiful area. I only got to spend like 3 days in Kyoto last time, and I want to spend more. That's like one of the big goals of the trip, is I want to spend more time in Kyoto, because Kyoto is gorgeous. And then to Osaka for just a couple days, just to again do the Awaji Island Godzilla theme park and other stuff in Osaka, I guess. Godzilla stores in Osaka. The sort of like Showa retro town part of Osaka around this one tower that was built in like the 50s or 60s. Kind of want to see that, but no plans unless the bride says she wants to. There's no plans to go to Universal Studios, because the only stuff there that I kind of would be interested in myself in seeing is like the Nintendo Land and the Harry Potter stuff, which we've already seen in Florida. The Harry Potter stuff we saw in Florida. So it's like, nah, in itself, those aren't really enough to like make me feel like I need to spend an extra day just to go there. But we'll see if the bride vetoes it or not. She actually wants to go. The Secret World of Arrietty is what that movie is called. I have a collection of Ghibli movies on my shelf. Nice. Yeah, I've got again the early ones. So I've got Nazca, and I have the Nazca manga as well, which is amazing. Nazca, Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Princess Mononoke, and Spirited Away for Miyazaki movies. Anything after that is kind of like eh. For Takahata movies, I've got all of them, I think. So I've got My Neighbor the Yamadas, Pompoko, Princess Kaguya, and what's this fourth one? What, only yesterday? No. Yeah. Anyways, it's been a while since I looked at them. You know what? Hang tight for a second. We'll solve this problem. Because I, realizing my microphone is still on, I'm just going to grab the discs if I can find them. Where'd they go? Oh no. Don't tell me. They're somewhere where I don't remember where I put them. Oh, no, they're down there. Okay, good. Sorry, world. Okay. Ugh. Sorry, that room is still a bit of a mess. So, all right, back. And Ghibli collection. All right, what do I got? Only Yesterday in Ocean Waves. Whisper of the Heart and The Cat Returns. I love Whisper of the Heart. That's actually like my maybe like third favorite Ghibli movie, after Totoro and Castle in the Sky. Princess Kaguya, Pompoko, My Neighbors the Yamadas. This is the one I couldn't remember. Grave of the Fireflies. Because, oh my god. Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away. Oh, yeah. Kiki's Delivery Service and Porco Rosso. My Neighbor Totoro and the documentary about Kazuo Oga. And Nazca and Castle in the Sky. So, that is my Ghibli collection. Such as it is. I did have like Howl and Ponyo and stuff like that at one time, but I like never go back to watch those. It's a case of like, when I'm in the mood for a Ghibli movie, what am I gonna watch? Secret World of Arrietty or My Neighbor Totoro? You know, am I gonna watch Howl's Moving Castle or Castle in the Sky? Yeah, so I decided that those latter, even Wind Rises. I mean, Wind Rises was okay, but it's like not one I ever go back to. So if I want to watch a movie about flight, I'm going to watch Porco Rosso. So, or Castle in the Sky. So that is my Ghibli collection right there. I also have a bunch of plushes that I picked up on my last trip to Japan that are sitting in a box because I don't know what to do with them now that I'm not like as big a Ghibli fan as I used to be. Just is what it is, you know. Go through phases, right? It was more so when I was like, you know, super huge into the Victorian sci-fi stuff, and Ghibli, like Miyazaki, more so, very much had that sort of same sense of wonder about him. Even if the stuff is set in like, you know, the Muromachi period or the Showa era, still had a lot of sensibility about it. But yeah, I do enjoy Ghibli, but don't really revisit most of the library. Normally, we watch the ones that I enjoy the most: Spirited Away, Mononoke, and sometimes Nausicaä. Yeah, which is totally fair. I mean, I haven't actually sat down and watched one in a long time. We will undoubtedly watch most of these again, getting ready for Japan, so that we know what the hell we're looking at when we go to like the Ghibli Museum. But yeah, I don't even have most of the movies that the Ghibli Park is based on, and even then, it's like, you know, okay, I could, you know, go see the house from My Neighbor Totoro. Like, okay, I guess. You know, they have the land based on Princess Mononoke, it's sort of like a historic village, partly from Muromachi period, but it's not like that great. They have the house from Only Yesterday, or sorry, Whisper of the Heart, but it's like, yeah, it was the dog coming for a visit again. Sage, what's going on? You know, it's not the house wasn't the part that I really cared about in watching Whisper of the Heart. But I'd almost, if I was going to do something like that, I would almost rather go to like the Tama New City and go do the walk, the Whisper of the Heart walk, that is the actual location that a lot of that footage was based on, or the animation was based on. So walking from like the Tama train station across the canal and then up the winding road to that traffic circle, which in the movie then is actually like a cul-de-sac, but it's actually a traffic circle in Tama. I would rather do that almost than go to see a replica of the house in Ghibli Park. um, so yeah, it's just is what it is. It's like, you know, something has to get cut to fill the things in, and that's what gets cut. So well, that said, if we had more money, see where things are at. The Japanese dollar keeps, or the yen keeps going down, or whatever. But yeah, no, I agree with you, Martin. That when I still have the large collection, relatively large collection, but always go back to the same favorite ones. That's been something that has, you know, I'm a collector. I like collecting things, but you know, with movies, some of it is like, you know, the difference between a movie I should have in my collection and a movie I will actually bother to watch ever again. And those aren't necessarily the same category. So, you know, realizing what movies I'm always going to go back to watch. That's what happened with a lot of our Disney movies, actually, because we used to have like almost every movie made while Walt Disney was still alive. If you could get it on home video, we had it. Like all the Haley Mills movies, all of the Fess Parker movies, like the lion's share of the '60s movies, you know, all that sort of stuff. But you know, looking at it, you know, watch it once and it's like, yeah, okay. But if I was gonna sit down and watch a Disney movie again, it would be like, you know, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or Davy Crockett, or Pollyanna, or Swiss Family Robinson, or whatever. not The Moon Pilot, not The 3 Lives of Thomasina, or whatever. So it's like, why do we even have these then taking up space? I'll still get rid of them because I'm not. It's always there's always something better I would rather watch than those movies. Which is also how I think it was like scientifically determined my favorite Showa era Godzilla movies is really just like which one of these two would I rather watch, and it statistically built up a chart of like, well, most of the time you would choose to watch the original Godzilla. Oh yeah, well, true. Unless I was feeling in a mood like I was actually the other day to watch Ebirah or The Deep, but. Such as my soliloquy on Studio Ghibli. But yeah, most of what I'm looking forward to in Japan is the traditional stuff. Tea ceremonies and geisha and sumo wrestlers and that sort of thing. The Godzilla stuff is more a case of like it's there and I haven't seen it yet, and we sort of time the trip around Godzilla Day. But it's not like for Godzilla Day. It's just timed for Godzilla Day. We will do like Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea as well because they are freaking amazing. And speaking of Victorian science fiction, that's Disney Sea for you. So just have to look up the whole like now they have this Fantasy Springs section of like how the heck do we get in there and actually see that stuff? But such are the trials and tribulations of going to Japan. Oh darn. But I'm sure I will go off on that about a lot more over the year to come as we get more stoked for it. Start booking the things and all whatnot. As it is, this channel is probably going to keep doing much of what it has been doing, which is I think I'm down to like one video a month right now, just out of time and interest and depression and so on. So probably keep doing that, keep up that schedule at least till I rework up my ambition to do more than once a month. But keep the live streams going, of course, and all of that. In fact, I think the next live stream I won't bother with the previews thing. That's that one. No, that one. We'll do another Skull Island Luau next time, since the winter doldrums will have set in. So I think we have Christmas too early, even though I know theologically why it is. But it's like, man, we could use Christmas at like the end of January, end of February, not like right at the beginning of winter, because we haven't got bored of winter yet. But yeah, we'll do a midwinter luau here. Might be better. But I think I've kind of exhausted the topics here. So, Martin, if you're still there, thanks for joining. And for anybody watching this after the fact, thank you for eventually watching this. Short one, but that's okay. We're in the non-time between Christmas and New Year's, so it is what it is. And I will just bid you all adieu, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever it is that you celebrate. I hope you had an enjoyable time doing that. And we'll do this again next month.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.